Hey All-Stars! So I want to go over a few things and give you guys an opportunity in class today to actually, hopefully, maybe complete your To Kill a Mockingbird essay. Up until this point, you should have collected your evidence, you should have written your introduction paragraph. So today we're really just using that evidence to form our body paragraphs. So I'm going to show you how I want those done. And then I'm going to let you guys move yourself into breakout rooms and start working on those. On Tuesday, we talked about your introduction paragraph. And this included a hook, the title and the author, which of course is To Kill a Mockingbird and Harper Lee, the genre of the book, which of course is a fictional novel, and then a 2-sentence summary of the novel itself. So summarizing kind of the main ideas of the novel. Then you had to write a theme statement in which you stated a theme around the ideas of tolerance and sympathy, okay? The idea of allowing yourself to see from someone else's perspective. And we worked on those together and we practiced those together. So here's just an example of what that would look like. Mine does not revolve around that theme at all. And so that's why I used it. I've used a different theme completely so that you could not use this one, but so that you get an idea of how it should look. Harper Lee wants to show that it is the responsibility of the strong to protect the weak in her novel To Kill a Mockingbird. So I've got the author here, Harper Lee. I've got the book title here, To Kill a Mockingbird. And then I've got that the theme is that it's the responsibility of the strong to protect the weak. Again, that's not a theme statement that you need to use because yours need to revolve around this idea of compassion, sympathy, and tolerance, and where characters do that. So yours isn't going to be talking about that same thing. And then the second part of your thesis statement needs to be including the 3 events that prove that. So my theme is that it's the responsibility of the strong to protect the weak. So I said this is accomplished through Atticus defending Tom Robinson, Boo Radley protecting the children, and Heck Tate lying for Boo Radley. So you see that my first body paragraph is going to be about Atticus defending Tom Robinson and how that shows that it's the responsibility of the strong to protect the weak. My second body paragraph is going to be about Boo Radley protecting the children, which is going to revolve around showing that it's the responsibility of the strong to protect the weak. And then my third body paragraph is going to be about Heck Tate lying for Boo Radley, which again is going to revolve around the idea that that event proves that it is the responsibility of the strong to protect the weak. Okay, so that was your introduction. That was just kind of a review of what you should have already written. You may not have written this red piece yet, and so you'll want to write that. But let's talk about body paragraphs. So, body paragraphs, sorry, I skipped it. Okay, so your body paragraph is going to be modeled like this, and you'll have 3 body paragraphs. So you're going to need 3 events to prove your theme, 3 events from the novel. So the way this is going to basically play out is you're going to tell what the first event is. You're going to use a quote to support that, and then you're going to tell me how that supports that in your own words. Okay? I'm going to give you an example here. So say this is your first body paragraph, and remember that my theme is all revolving around the idea of the weak protecting the strong. So here's my first body paragraph. My first sentence would tell what event I'm going to talk about in this body paragraph. In To Kill a Mockingbird, the idea that the weak, ooh, y'all, Miss Burns misspelled that, should protect the strong is evident in Atticus's conviction to defend Tom Robinson. So that's my topic sentence there that tells you I'm going to talk about in this paragraph Atticus defending Tom Robinson and how that proves my theme, which is that the weak should protect the strong. Okay? Then you're going to move into evidence to show that. So you're going to need a quote from the text with page numbers to show that. So here's my quote to prove that Atticus defending Tom Robinson shows the theme of the weak protecting the strong. Atticus states in chapter 23 that the one place where a man ought to get a square deal is in a courtroom. Be he any color of the rainbow, but people have a way of carrying their resentments right into a jury box. Page 138. Okay, there should be a period on the end of that as well. Okay, so the second sentence in that paragraph is going to be the evidence that proves your point for that paragraph. And then the last two sentences of your paragraph are going to be commentary, which that means these are your own opinions, but you don't say I. Okay, so don't say I. But where you state how your evidence proves your theme. So here's an example for mine. This shows that the stronger individual is Atticus Finch because he is a white man, which at that time held superiority over African Americans. Yet Atticus displays his strong responsibility to defend the vulnerable because he knew no one else would, and without him he would be lost to injustice. Okay, so that's just out of my own head, and that's where I take a couple of sentences to explain why my evidence proves my theme. So this is what it looks like together, kind of broken down, and I tried to color code it so you could see the three parts here. In To Kill a Mockingbird, the idea that the weak, again, I copied and pasted. In To Kill a Mockingbird, the idea that the weak should protect the strong is evident in Atticus' conviction to defend Tom Robinson. Atticus states in chapter 23 that the one place where a man ought to get a square deal is in a courtroom, be he any color of the rainbow, but people have to have a way of carrying their resentments right into a jury box. This shows that the stronger individual is Atticus Finch because he is a white man, which at that time held superiority over African Americans. Yet Atticus displays his strong responsibility to defend the vulnerable because he knew no one else would, and without him he would be lost to injustice. Okay? So I wanted to break down the body paragraphs for you there. So this is what it would look like. Make sure you have a topic sentence where you state what your theme is and what event you're going to focus on in that paragraph. Then have evidence to support that event. And then a couple of sentences where you explain how your evidence supports the theme. Okay, that's where you kind of flesh it out and give the reader your explanation on why you picked this. As supporting evidence. You're going to have 3 body paragraphs. So this is one. So if this was my essay, I would then need to write another body paragraph about, if you remember from my thesis statement, Boo Radley to protecting the children. I'd need to write another body paragraph about Heck Tate lying for Boo Radley. And they would all need to fall into this same format here. Okay? So, again, this is what your second, third, and fourth paragraph are going to look like. We have already written your first paragraph. You tell what event you're going to use to prove the theme. You give a quote that shows that event proves the theme. And then you give 2 sentences of commentary where you explain how this theme proves the theme. Okay? So, that's the formula for paragraphs 2, 3, and 4. And then, of course, your conclusion, you're going to restate the theme, you're going to restate your 3 events, and you're just going to create an overall feeling of closure. So, 5 paragraphs here. You should have already written your introduction. Remember, your introduction was this part that we wrote on Tuesday. Today in class, I would really love you to write paragraphs 2, 3, and 4. And maybe even your conclusion. I don't think your conclusion will take you very long. Just pretty much summarizing what you said in new words, making sure that you restate the theme and the 3 events with a new twist. Okay? So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and let you move yourself to a breakout room and begin writing. If you have already written your introduction in Study Island, if you could copy and paste that on the board for me. I know I can see it on Study Island, but that way you get a good idea of what you've already written and kind of set the tone to write paragraphs 2, 3, and 4. And then I need you to actually begin writing paragraphs 2, 3, and 4 using, again, this formula. State the theme, give a quote, tell 2 sentences of how that event proves the theme. Then write the next paragraph with a new event. If you have any questions, let me know, but at this time, you can move your name to yes, I have watched the video, and you can move yourself to a breakout room where someone isn't already, and begin by copying and pasting your introduction and then writing your body paragraphs 2, 3, and 4 on the board. I'll be popping in to look these over and give feedback as you work.